Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course. As you can see from the title of this video, I'm going to be giving my commentary on Stormi Steele's interview with podcaster B.Simone. She actually talked about when she first moved to Huntsville, she did not quite fit in. She's going to describe that story. She also talks about when she knew that she was meant to create beauty products and not just do hair. She told a story that definitely reminded me of Madam C.J. Walker. So, Madam C.J. Walker is one of my personal favorites. So, I'm going to talk more about that in just a moment. And then also, I took notes on Stormi explaining her financial troubles once the Canvas Beauty products blew up and she started hiring people on the business side. So now before we get into it all, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video. Then YouTube will recommend this video to more people who enjoy discussing the various topics that come about love and marriage Huntsville. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. I would definitely love to have you as one of the showstoppers. And everything that I'm saying on this video is alleged and just my opinion. And the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on these sound bites are allowed for criticism. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and play the first sound bite about Stormi admitting to not fitting in Huntsville, and I'll come back with my commentary.
Because I had moved back in with them at the time, and I moved to Huntsville with like $800 to my name. And see me at that time, everything, even if it didn't make sense, everything was all about being in flow. If something didn't feel good for me, I moved. Got it. And it was so crazy, like innately, like intuitively, I could feel when I needed to shift, but I stand steady because I'm overthinking the next. And every time I do that, God would just do something drastic to make me move. Because me and my daddy getting into it was very drastic. That's not our relationship. That wasn't our relationship. Okay. Yeah, it happened. Okay. So when it happened, I was like, that's a sign. That's it. Move. Go time. I had $800. That's it. Okay. And I had no plan. I didn't complete the task of getting my cosmetology license. And back home, I was already doing hair and I was stable. But I'm moving to a new city, nothing. $800. I actually moved to Huntsville, Alabama. That's where my husband was from. But he was over the road driving trucks at that time. Okay. So and y'all are dating at this point. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so when I got there, just so happened his uncle was a barber. And he was like, yo, you don't need a cosmetology license in Alabama. You don't have to go to school to get one. He was like, you can study under a master stylist and get your hours and get one. And I so happen to know one. Okay. So I'm there 2 weeks and I do my first interview with the lady who owned the salon. Okay. The master stylist. I remember, going to get my little fit, and Huntsville was so much like more jazzier than like DeKalb, Mississippi, right? So I'm like, damn, I don't fit in. Like, I'm like this little country thing, and I get there, and I can tell she looked at me like, okay, girl, right? Like, bitch, you can do hair, like, you don't look like it, Yeah. Because I've always been able to pick up off energy, and I'm like, I don't care. I had my little portfolio together, and I handed it, and when she started looking, she was like, oh shit, come on, portfolio. A portfolio. It wasn't no Instagram. It wasn't follow me on Instagram. It was pictures printed out. Book. Honey, I had my little thrift store outfit on, honey, and I had my little book, and I was like, here you go. No, that's right. And, and through her looking through my work, I started to gain my confidence back. Because I walked in, I was like, I know I don't fit, And she let me come in on the spot. She said, yeah, okay. You can study under me. And she didn't even do what I did, but she could help me get my license. Okay. And my hours. So she was like, come on in. So I started to be in her salon and I started to see everything that they told me was impossible. I saw women walk through the door who own restaurants, who own racetracks. Wow. She owned her salon. I was watching this lady make like $10K, $20K a month doing hair. And mind you, this is what I was told is just trash. It's impossible. Right. So I'm just seeing all of these people of just different pedigree, from what I was used to walk through the door and I'm like, sparks. And I'm like, changing your environment. Y'all gotta change your environment.
Okay, so you heard it there. Stormy Steele is from DeKalb, Mississippi. She said that it is a small town. Before she talked about not fitting into Huntsville, she said that growing up, her parents would say things to her like, only dream so much, don't dream too big so you don't get disappointed. I thought that was quite sad, and she said that a lot of what she does, even today, she does it to show her parents what's possible. Because she said that a lot of people that are from the town where she's from, DeKalb, Mississippi, they have not seen much. They do not know any people personally that's ventured off into other industries. Stormy said, growing up, you were told you're either going to go into military or become like a nurse or a teacher. Her mom thought that she was going to be an art teacher. And when Stormy got out of the military, she said, I came home to a college schedule. My mom had already gotten my college schedule set up, and I was majoring in art to be a teacher, but that was not what I wanted to do. And then we all know the story about when she dropped out of college. She said her mom called her a dumb bee, and she did share that with B.Simone as well. And B.Simone even asked her, how did you get to the point where you can say that and you don't really seem mad at her or anything? And she pretty much said, she looked at that as like inspiration. But I found it to be so interesting that she actually talked about not fitting into Huntsville. She said that the people were more, like jazzier, and she knew that she just did not fit in. And when she interviewed to work in a salon, she could tell that the owner was sizing her up like, okay, girl, like she could tell she wasn't from there. It's amazing how things will almost be confirmed, because for a very long time now, viewers of Love and Marriage Huntsville would say that Stormy was a better fit on Bell Collective. Now, I also see Dazzle in some of the women on Bell Collective as well, but I just find it interesting that she, out of her own mouth, said that when she first arrived to Huntsville, she did not fit in. And sometimes I do think that Stormy, she would enjoy Bell Collective more. But then at this point, it's been solidified, their cast, and we already have that beauty industry presence with Latrice. So, now I don't know if, reality TV is really Stormy's thing. I guess time will tell. And then we know some things that she has said of late that kind of gives that she's leaving Love and Marriage Huntsville. So now this next soundbite, I want to talk about her telling a story about her transitioning into beauty products and not doing hair. And then I want to come back and talk about Madam CJ Walker.
Step was I wanted my salon experience to be a little bit more proprietary to like what I had to offer. Okay. And a lot of my clients that were coming in with like, traction alopecia, they was trying to cover up their hair because I specialize in like protective styling. Okay. So they trying to cover up problems. And I'm like, you know what? I was enamored in hair school when I was there about like hair growth, the phases, the 3 phases of hair growth, etc. Yeah. And I was like, I want to make a product and use it on their hair and like see what they do. I started to obsess over it so much that I would have dreams about ingredients. I'm dreaming of cayenne pepper and shit. Wow. And I'm waking up, I'm like, what that do? You're like, is this a detox or and so, I spent like a few years like working on something. And I had like my main customers, right? I'm like, let's just try it. If it work, it work. Let's see. I was like, it been working for me. But I already had, a situation where I didn't have no hair loss. Right. So I'm like, is my hair growing though? It's long. I was like, so let's see how I do for you. And the hair started sprouting up at the bald places. And I'm like, shit. And then they started telling people. Okay. And then those people were like, can we just buy the product and not come to the salon? And so here I am. And this is funny, right? Because I'm telling you, every time I felt like I was supposed to make a move and I said, God, do something drastic. Well, in that season, I couldn't do both. I couldn't make the product and do hair. It was a balancing act, and I just couldn't juggle them both. Okay. So the hair product would fall on the wayside, like my blossom serum. I couldn't do nothing with it. I was like, I gotta do hair. Okay. And so, but deep down, I feel like that was what I was supposed to be doing. That was my next jump. But I was like, no, this is solid. This is stable. I'm scared to do anything else. Okay. Well, here go the shake up. Here I am in my soul, already knowing you're supposed to do something else. Do this, chase this. I didn't move. I ended up having a really bad salon experience where a girl pulled out a gun on me. And
when you were doing her hair?
No, after I had did her hair. So to this day, I don't know why, how we got there, because I had did her friend hair, and her friend had her own hair extensions, and I used to have this big mirror right there, right? And you could see yourself get your hair done.
Yeah.
It's like and she came and got her hair done.
Okay.
But 2 weeks later, she came back to my salon. She was like, the hair you put in my hand ain't my hair. And I was like, yes, I'm like, yes, it was. And that turned into this whole thing. I don't know if she really believed that, or at the time, I'm very popular with hair, right?
Okay.
Everybody I want to go to Stormi, and she's amazing. The wait time's this. I don't know what it was, but it turned into this thing, and I'm asking her to get out of my salon. She wouldn't leave. And this thing, she in her car with a gun. Police come, and it just drained the life out of me because the shit went viral.
What?
I mean, it went viral.
Somebody recorded this?
Yeah, this 2016, 2017.
Wow.
She recorded it.
Wow.
She was recording the whole time. That's why I'm like, was it a setup? I don't know. So, and it went viral. And it's crazy thing, it went viral. But it brought people my way. It made me reach people who I would have never reached.
Okay.
And that month that happened, that was my first 100K month selling hair extensions. Because people was like, fuck that. I don't believe that. She don't even look like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy her hair extensions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it brought that with it, but I'm still on the inside from that. I'm broken.
It traumatized
I'm traumatized. I'm seeing comments I ain't never seen before. I'm seeing people knew, I knew she was too good to be true. I knew something was wrong with her,
Thinking you were scamming or doing this. I went through that.
It fucked me up.
Because it's not your character.
To the point where I don't even want to do hair no more. And I'll tell you, I know this is very detailed, but months later, maybe even 7 months later, a lady came in my salon. She wanted her done. She had a frontal, and the frontal was, you know how frontals get?
Yeah.
Well, you can't use it anymore? Yeah. Her frontal was at that point.
Yeah.
And I was like, ma'am, I can't use this.
Yeah.
That lady told me, she said, I knew I should have came here. I knew what they said about you was true. And I'm like, well, why you come? You know what I'm saying? And he got.
Okay. So you heard about her having clients who had issues with their hair. They were experiencing hair loss, and she wanted to try the products that she was coming up with on their hair, and it was working. Now, the part that reminded me of Madam C.J. Walker was when she said she was having dreams about ingredients, and she mentioned cayenne pepper, and she woke up the next day and was like, what'd that do? And she would research it. Well, Madam C.J. Walker would also talk about something similar. Now, definitely you can go to biography.com and check this out. I just Googled Madam C.J. Walker, big black man, God told me what to mix. Because I've heard this story so many times, and I've read a book where a researcher, she happened to be a white woman, she researched Madam C.J. Walker, and I love the book so much. I never even finished the Netflix series on her. As soon as just seeing Tiffany Haddish play the daughter, it was just hard to take it serious. So again, Madam C.J. Walker is one of my personal favorites. So I know the story about her saying that she had a dream about a big black man. So if you look at the second paragraph, it says Walker once explained the formula of her hair grower came to her in a dream. God answered my prayer. For one night I had a dream, and in that dream, a big black man appeared to me and told me what to mix up. Told me what to mix up. Let me take off the banner here. Okay. Told me what to mix up for my hair. Some of the remedy was grown in Africa, but I sent for it, mixed it, put it on my scalp, and in a few weeks, my hair was coming in faster than it had ever fallen out. Now, when I first started really learning about Madam C.J. Walker in college in an African-American history class, the professor did explain that some of the info about Madam C.J. Walker, some people said that it was propaganda, and marketing, because it sounds amazing, right? To hear this person say that the ingredients came to them in a dream. Even in this quote, it says that God answered my prayer and I dreamt of a big black man who told me what to mix up. And then sometimes it says God told her what to mix. So then I heard, Stormy say that she dreamt of products. I'm not saying, she's not telling the truth about having a dream. I'm just saying that it did remind me of Madam C.J. Walker. Now, also, I just want to talk briefly about her breaking down her financial troubles. So, the interview with B.Simone, it's about an hour and 10 minutes almost. And after she talks about her not fitting into Huntsville and her transitioning into creating beauty products, she did talk about her financial troubles. She said that when she built her own website from scratch, she would post on social media and she was selling a lot of her hair serum. And then she had to get a warehouse because they were growing so fast. And she paid some money for a post on the Shade Room. And then she started hiring people on the business side. She admitted to being green as a tree outside and not really totally knowing what she was doing. But her social media post was getting her to sell her products. So she said that after she hired people like someone to be her CFO, Chief Financial Officer, allegedly they forged her signatures and were able to secure some loans. And then she talked in very detailed specifics on the loans being refinanced and at really high interest rates. And the debt ballooned to the tune of 1.7 million. And once she owed that amount of money, she said that her bank accounts were frozen. And so she could not access the money that she was making from selling her cannabis beauty products. So she talked about, having to restructure, go through her attorney, where she was able to settle the $1.7 million debt by making monthly payments. So I find this to be so interesting because it almost seems like, I guess, history repeated herself, or is Kyle allegedly that person? Like, is she saying that he did that, or was this, I believe this was an incident before Kyle, because wonderful content creators have been covering the alleged liens and the legal troubles surrounding her. So this had to have happened prior to the past 18 months when Kyle joined. And if that's correct, then it is history repeating itself if now she's having this falling out with him. It's like if he's done things that you did not approve of, like at what point do you like stop repeating the mistakes when you're in like this $1 million bracket, And then I'm on the outside looking in. I'm not a millionaire. While I've had a few streams of income, not just being a W-2 employee, but I was a landlord. It's not like I've generated millions of dollars to know what it's like to go through these situations. But she did not mention Kyle. The only recent thing that she talked about was her TikTok success. She did not attribute any of it to him or getting in the TikTok door thanks to him. And she did not talk about the reality TV show. But I definitely found a couple of things that I found to be interesting. But what do you all think about Stormi admitting to not fitting into Huntsville? Do you think that obviously she did have this recollection years ago. She said it was when she first moved there. Do you think that she feels out of sorts on the Love and Marriage Huntsville show as well, but just try to force it to make it work? Do you think that it's just a coincidence that she had ingredients come to her in a dream, like the lovely, incredible, amazing Madam C.J. Walker, who was the first female millionaire? And, what did you think about her explaining her financial troubles and not really, she didn't express any sort of disdain for Kyle. I'm not sure when this podcast recording was done. Of course, we know that it's very recent. I would say no more than a month ago, I would imagine, because it's been slightly over a month since her $1 million sales on TikTok. So this recording of this podcast episode was definitely recent. But I thank you all so much for checking out this video. Please hit the like button on this video, as it is a free way of supporting the channel. And please subscribe to Shows Style and Spirit if you have not already done so. It is Friday Eve, very close to being Friday. We've made it to the end of another work week. I am so thankful. A lot of times I'll practice gratitude, like in the morning, I'll whisper or say out loud, thank you, because I'm thankful for another day of life. And if I don't get to journal some things that I'm thankful for, I'm thankful that all of my needs are met. I'm thankful that I can work from home. I'm thankful for my YouTube channel because it is fun for me. I do enjoy it. And I'm thankful to have all of my limbs and full use of them. There are so many things that we have to be thankful for, and that practicing gratitude, it really does help me a lot each day. So I will talk with you all very soon. Bye.